So it's my pleasure to introduce to you one of our hardest working public officials in government. He's been at it a long time, but he's still got that youthful demeanor, is our great U.S. Senator, Sherrod Brown.
Rich, thank you. And Margie, thank you for doing this and hosting this. I got here about a half an hour early, and I drove by, there was nothing going on, and then all of a sudden people just, I don't know if everybody walked here, just said it all. Thank you. And I appreciate what everybody said. What Tim Ryan said about what's happening with young people in the state is pretty interesting. One of the ways that I have, since taking office 18 months or so ago, the way I've learned about people's ideas and thoughts in Ohio is I've conducted a series of about 120 roundtables where I'll invite 15 or 20 people from the community and activists, leaders, whatever, just sit around asking questions for an hour and a half. And what I've seen around this state, you know, we hear the statistics that 18 to 35-year-olds leave Ohio in higher numbers than anywhere in the country. And we hear all those kind of depressing figures. But what I've seen in every corner of the state is groups like NextGen and others that really are young people really stepping up themselves and organizing and looking for to kind of bring in entrepreneurs and to the point that we're seeing a lot of change in the state. And one of the things when the governor and I were in Perrysburg, Ohio, up near Toledo, about 3 weeks ago at the opening, the groundbreaking of an expansion of the largest solar manufacturer in the country, a company called First Solar. It's already the largest, and we're going to add a couple hundred more jobs. And in places like that, I like to do a little tour around Ohio where you look at every corner of the state. There are all kinds of alternative energy operations beginning, entrepreneurs creating jobs, and 5 here, 10 here, 50 here. There's a company in Toledo that a scientist at the University of Toledo came out of their incubator, started a company. He's Chinese-American, he came from China, started this company, already doubled, tripled in size, up to 70 employees. The Chinese government's trying to woo him back, and he says, I'm staying in Ohio because the University of Toledo gave me this opportunity, and I see the kinds of employees I can get. And you can do that in every corner of this state with wind turbines and solar power and fuel cells and biomass. And it really does go towards making Ohio the Silicon Valley of alternative energy. We already are in the top half dozen in investments of the 50 states in solar and wind turbine. We're approaching that in fuel cells. Biomass, we're not far behind, and I do see that opportunity everywhere. And I think that's why, in a lot of ways, I think that's why when Senator Obama was and this is partly a political discussion today, when Senator Obama was did his debate preparation, he chose Northwest Ohio, he chose Toledo. Partly because he sees in that community and he sees representing in this state that we do have the real opportunity here to be the center of alternative energy as a state. And I can't think of anything better other than perhaps biomedical research and all the jobs that spin off from there to help bring young people, to keep them in the state and bring them back to the state and bring new young people to the state and young professionals that are 25 and 30 and 40 and 45. And the governor and I have spent a lot of time with Senator Obama and Senator Biden on buses as we travel the state as they're campaigning, as we're campaigning together. And they both really get that. Senator Obama particularly gets that about what we need to do for alternative energy with tax incentives at Oberlin College, which is about 20 miles from where I live in northern Ohio. There is the largest solar building in any college campus in the country, fully powered building by solar power, and they had to buy all the solar panels in Germany, and that's because we didn't have a predictable tax system in this country. That people knew what the production tax credit would be 3 years and 5 years from now because Congress didn't do it right. We're fixing that in the efforts of the governor and the Department of Development and all to really make this community and this state much friendlier to entrepreneurship and much friendlier to young people to come back and do what we need to do. John Carney obviously gets that. That's why he's such a good candidate, why we're to travel the state and picked here to be with him and help him today. And I know that's why a lot of you are here today too. So last point, I served 12 years with Governor Strickland in the Congress. He from the Southern Ohio district, me from the Northern Ohio district, and so a lot of people in Washington know Ted. And but what people ask me, how's Ted doing in Columbus? How's he doing in this? as governor, and more people in Washington understand that Ted Strickland really is one of the best governors in the United States of America, and I'm proud to call my friend, Governor Strickland.